Why does it say 0 out of 0? It is streaming. No clue. Oh yeah. Let me give OBS priority. Let me also restart my browser and find some music. I wonder what would happen if I search up music. Music for cows. Isn't that just the people that like take an accordion into a field and just start playing it, and the cows all just like come over out of curiosity? Is that music? What? Which gives me better results? Music? Okay. That's... Nope, nope. Well, there's maybe... a couple... There's a musician called Music. But what about music? As in, mew. That is... there's a person called that as well. Okay, it's like anime covers. Sure. I need music. Like just something. What's a good soundtrack that I haven't put on in a while? Little Big Planet ambient or dynamic music, 'cause those are fun. Interactive music. Oh no, didn't want. Oh gosh. I want like a playlist. Interactive music. Because the other ones have like lyrics. Sure. I mean that's only gonna maybe give me an hour or so. I'm dying. Man, I feel like it said something when I haven't felt like putting my webcam on in a while. Anyway, let's see. That's probably not too loud. Anyway, I think everything should be good for me to destroy my computer with more of this. I've been having some weird computer crashes, and I'm not entirely sure why. But they haven't happened when I've streamed. The heck was it? Whoa, 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 whoa. It is! The top comment. Comment. Why is there a notification sound in this? Like, what? It's been so long since I've heard that specific notification sound as well. What was that? Like MSN Messenger or something? I don't even know. Anyway, let's get that fly speed up. Lag the heck out of my game. I hope this is the last time I... Oh, did it log you out of stuff or what? I had to log into a couple things. Not on, like, Twitch itself, but my, like... Oh, the OS. Okay. Right. Yeah, no, I just had to log in, like, I guess the bot had stuff. Anyway, wow. Let's see. So, let's see here. Let's get back into the swing of doing this stuff, because it's been a week. I don't think I've completely registered, you know, the tools. There's like, I wanted to have like a river here, like coming down, but I need more mountains. And was I mostly using the raise tool, or what was I doing here? I feel like I would have been using the raise tool, but I'm not sure. I mean, it makes sense that I would have. I know I was using separately for like stuff back here. I was using this tool with extended ground enabled. So yeah, just gonna keep working on the mountains and stuff, and my computer is gonna just suffer, I guess. Oh yeah, I don't really need to draw under if I'm doing it this way. I'm debating, like, I should probably work on some other landscapes and then maybe come back to this. Oh yeah, I was using ellipsoid, I think. That gives me more, like, shape control, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, if I set it to, like, a 0 height, it's just like a platform. Like a plateau. But yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the map making right now is just filling in the ground. But I could work over here a bit, where the town is. Yeah, I don't know, like, I could also get my old images open again. Well, actually, wait. I have the map view for this. I don't need the images anymore. This does the trick. Yeah, so, like, on the other side of the bridge, I think I'm gonna go, like, uphill a little bit more. Like, this river and this lake is kind of a little bit of a valley, and then it kind of goes up and up and up and up. Yeah. I think I might have actually just drawn a few times. No. I don't know what I just undid then. Yeah, like, I don't want it to go uphill, like, too much. But it does make sense that lakes are usually at, like, a lower pocket in the land. So I should figure out how far down the, like, mountainous area actually extends. Probably. Because this is still, like, gonna be uphill from the rest of it. So yeah, let's just, like, draw out this way a bit. Anyway, I'm freaking cold. um, maybe I'll let the stream keep like starting, but before I really get into topics. But yeah, it's been mighty cold. Gosh, it's kind of messed up. Somebody posted, messed up in a funny kind of way, which the coping mechanism for how things have been. I mean, what? Somebody posted an island from One Piece that's like split down the middle. One half is frozen and the other half is on fire, and they're just like, map of the United States. It's like, oof. A little bit. You know, just a little bit. Wow, this is quite the view. One thing I'm not sure is how I would do some of this work in a 3D modeling program. Because I was thinking about the fact that, like, 3D modeling programs are usually, unless there is a way for those to have, level of detail live while you're doing it, I would just assume that, like, you're hitting a point where you're working on a mesh with millions upon millions of polygons. Like, would you have to work with, like, a lower res one and like block it out? There's like actually some levels here that I do not know what the option is. This is where it almost does feel like doing the basic detailing in like a game engine. Like, also I guess height maps are a thing. But no, yeah, it does feel like doing it in like an engine, like using Minecraft as an engine for this kind of stuff. And then converting that model into a one for a program. I don't know, like, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. Oh, I just realized I didn't have it set to replace solid blocks, which is important for things like trees. This is quite the extensive map already. I mean, it is nice with mountains that when you're just doing the basic detailing, you really can just, like, go off of vibes. For a while. Eventually, you'll want to start thinking of things like erosion and, like, you know, natural stuff. But for a bit, it really is just where should be hilly, where shouldn't be hilly, how hilly. Like down here it's like awkward because like this is still supposed to be like the mountainous area here, but it's not really any taller than the hills, and yeah, it's like the end of the mountains, but I think I do want this to be like a bit like taller in here. Let's chunk it up a bit. Isn't there like a character in Paper Mario that is like full like meathead kind of archetype, and he's always about being chunky. I don't know. Isn't like his name chunk-esque? Or am I just dumb? I know there's the crags. Or, sorry, yeah, I meant Super Paper Mario if I didn't say Super Paper Mario. I'm trying to remember, because, like, I know a lot of the... I mean, in general, the villains become vaguely, like, interesting and sympathetic. But I feel like... Doesn't he go through some kind of character arc where it's basically, I don't really get what's going on anymore. But I don't want to hurt you anymore. I don't know. I respect you for being chunky. I don't know. I forget. Oh, chunks. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's just straight up called Oh Chunks. Oh. I just know everybody gives him a truly beautiful voice when they voice him. So this area is interesting in the map, just because, like, a lot of times, like, if characters are just, like, if they go off from the house into the woods, because there's a wood line right here. Like, this is like a hilly, not too mountainous, but still kind of mountainous, backwoods area. Like, there's the occasional person that might live out in here. There's, like, old, abandoned huts and stuff. Only the most stubborn of people live in the forests, though. The forests are scary. Now, this forest isn't as scary. Like, there's only a small handful of critters, I guess. Like, it's like the forest over this way, out to the east, northeast, is, like, full of, like, monsters and bandits and all kinds of things. Whereas this one's more of just, like, this is where you expect, like, wolves and stuff. So, like, how much can I just, like, naturalize it just by doing this? See, it's pretty good, but it does seem like it would need, like, smoothed afterward. Like, it makes it, like, pretty good and natural. But yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, do this afterward. Yeah, I mean, that's an acceptable way of going about that. Question is, do I want a larger radius on this? Like, yeah. Because, like, yeah, my mouse movements is what adds, like, noise to the terrain. Not so much the size of the brush for that. I do think this is coming along pretty nicely. But yeah, I don't really think these are gonna be like spiky mountains back here. I think I'm gonna end up doing some amount of like work and smoothing and everything else on them. Maybe a little lumpy, but like these are more like rolling mountains, not really crazy mountains. I might make some parts like a little flatter and have cliffs though. I definitely could see there being like a mixture of cliffs in the terrain shape back here. Because I always imagine there being like little caves and alcoves and I don't know. That's the one thing. It's just like, am I gonna like build like random dungeons? Just to make it like more fitting. Okay, there's like an interesting one to talk about. Just thinking about like the sort of pseudo lore or whatever you wanna. It's like it's weird. This isn't like for a game. This isn't based on like a game project we have. This is just like kind of just lore experiment area. Writing experiments. So like one of the things I've thought about is like, how could you reasonably, how could you like decently reasonably explain, no, that's the wrong one. Like why did dungeons exist? How did like dungeons get refilled? All that kind of silly stuff that I feel like RPGs need to like answer for. Like it's never like that big of a deal, but if you have like some level of RPG inspired world design, like I think it's interesting because you actually get a lot of this in anime right now. A lot of animes love basing things on MMOs, which have the same sort of like dungeons and loot and all this kind of stuff, and it's just like a lot of animes I don't feel like when they go for that tend to explain it amazingly. Oh yeah, wasn't there there's the flatten option, which is really nice. Yeah, like the quality of explanations varies a lot. Didn't I have another tool that was good for like sort of flattening things? I don't know. But yeah, so the more you like end up actually thinking about like, oh, how do I explain these things in like lore for something, the more you realize it's not that hard to have like pretty good like world systems, I guess. So like obviously the other silly part is like, you know, the term dungeon is pretty generic, all things considered. You would end up having like different like things. You'd have ruins, crypts, caves, stuff like that. Just like strange places where like monsters gather. Now monsters respawning, yeah, that gets into like what's your like specific lore system oftentimes. Okay, so there should be 2 rivers that actually feed into this lake. Though admittedly, I almost don't need the second one. I don't know. I mean, I can do it. But, the second one never actually mattered that much. Just breaking my bones, don't mind me. I want to see something real quick. So currently, if I turn off Distant Horizons, this area... I mean, this area's not, like, huge, if I'm being honest. Because, like, Will's Island is at a scale where, like... Yeah, like, if this was, like, the mountains, it would, you know, it would take a little while. Well, I mean, I guess... You know what? Actually, no, it's pretty big. I mean, I can't... In default Minecraft, I can't really see town from here, so... But yeah, yeah, so when working on your lore, you can have, like, different things. For me, I like the idea that monsters... Like, so you'll have, like, some scary things that are just, like, wild animals and stuff. Or yeah, like, you know, your wolves, your bears, stuff like that. Maybe you'll have, like, monstrous versions of them as well sometimes. But, you know, you I mean, I guess a lot of things are monstrous versions of, but, I think, yeah, you end up getting your actual, like, proper, like, spooky monster kind of stuff. How far over does town go? Because I feel like Gold's Path... Yeah, it's not quite, like, middle of town. There should be actually quite a lot of space. On the other side of just, like, downhill. Like, this area, I think, actually, yeah, this area is more downhill. I almost deleted it. Yeah, thinking about it. Yeah, only this one side is uphill. This area, this side goes further downhill. But, yeah, so... I like the idea... You have some creatures that are just sort of, you know, born from magic. Like, some stuff probably, like, it just reproduces naturally, but the sort of born from magic kind of replenishing. I think part of why I like it is it for some of the story dynamics, it introduces some interesting interesting concepts like magic balance. So, like, one of those weird things is, some areas will just be naturally more peaceful. I'm gonna have to figure out my flatten tools. Does this slow this down more? Oh, yeah, okay. The strength does a number on the rate at which that goes, I think. 4 is probably fine. But yeah, like different areas have different like light and dark magic balances, which means like you'll get like more like neutral creatures versus more like evil creatures. Um I was thinking recently actually that I think I like the idea of maybe having more um um a little bit more of like variety of like what magic can do, like as like natural properties, not like spells people cast, because magic's always fun because that's like, you know, in your fantasy thing, that is where you get the like explainably fantastical, I guess. It maybe is a way I would put it. um is there another one? Let's see. So there's lower, raise, flatten, up and down. Okay, I guess actually, yeah, flatten up would be good because then I'm not getting rid of the other hills. Yeah. Whoops. It's fine. I didn't expect this to have some of the lyrical music. I guess this one's just so popular. It bleeds in. Oh, I see. It has some of the layers and then it finishes on the lyrical music. Ah, whatever. It's fine. Probably not that loud and confusing, right? Hopefully. This song is catchy but very simple because all this song is um the patch is the plug for the guitar, and so it's just like, I guess, something don't get in the way of my music. Well, far more prominent at least means you can hear it, which is kind of the point, is just to have like a vague background vibe. I mean, would you like more? I can make it louder. Because I know these kinds of streams I can have some like dead air, so like at least having music in the background kind of fills that in a nice way. So I just realized though, this is licensed music, so uh-oh. The reason I was going for just the other stuff is it's not so licensed. I mean, it's, you know, video game music. Technically does belong to somebody. I don't know how far I want town to extend out over here. Let me kind of like draw it out. Let me just use this tool. So like, map view again. Yeah, so the road, I think the road's pretty much straight within town. And then kind of bends as it leaves town. Again, there's a little bit of shoehorning design in because I always imagined there being a train station, like a small little train station at the edge of town. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's also a road out that way, and there's a lot of roads that are alongside train tracks. So maybe that's all fine. Maybe I'm not overthinking this too much. But yeah, if I take the road here, my palette is gone, which is slightly annoying. Ooh, spooky. Alright, so we have the road. Goes down the main street. Kind of just like, no, that's ugly. Kind of like bends on the out of town. I wish there was a way to like pick some chunks and just like force it to like reload them. Again, if my hard drive were better, I think it wouldn't be bottlenecked like this. Oops. Blue wool. And then what do I want for train tracks? They're gonna be a little weird. I guess I'll just do white wool. Again, I feel like buildings of note would have to be built first. And then kind of later on I can like fill in buildings between them, and like it's nice when you have like a little fantasy world, just because like you kind of can't get away with just having like, oh, okay, I ran out of space, tiny little buildings squeezed between two. Just trying to get an idea for just how much I want the train and the thing to like swoop down for a while. The only problem is we're building in Minecraft, and I'm hitting the issue of like, if I do it like this, like, am I putting? Well, okay, actually, that's probably too far out. Now that I think about it, am I gonna have to build a like angled train station? This is the one major issue with doing something in Minecraft. Oh no. And both of those go like, it's like 2 bridges, right? Like, I guess I kind of expect the station to be kind of. I'm not sure, actually. I think I'm gonna make town a little longer here. I'm just trying to figure out the actual amount of space for just all the different stuff. Weird, it doesn't get rid of liquids. Active block, Lord, gradient. I wonder how gradient works. Okay, I definitely didn't need to up the music, which I didn't, but like now that we've got like guitars in my brain, it's feeling like maybe it's plenty loud. Sorry, so like the problem I'm having here is I want the train to station to kind of like come up like this, but like there's like this little triangle area that it might be a little annoying. Okay, there we go. I mean, I guess that doesn't really flatten back out. Okay, that's probably good, right? Like, okay, so now I can figure something out over here where like the train line kind of comes alongside the road. I mean, I don't have to follow like the one map perfectly. Because this is where I get to like diversify the idea of like how the town looks to be like a little bit nicer than just like what I've been sort of making up in my head the whole time. I never thought like this. So it's weird. Like further up the river, further up the river, I expect it to be like a larger like river, but it's more of like a, I don't know, a quarry basin or something. By this point, I actually think it's more of like a creek. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do want to cross over a little bit before the river. But what do we got? So the station. Yeah, I think. Was I using like orange or something? No, yellow. I'm just really trying to like think how I want to lay this out. I'm getting picky. I'm getting picky. So I can have the path kind of go off over here, and then from there, like the train station can be on this side. I mean, actually, would it make more sense to have the train station be on the main? It would make more sense to have it on the main road. Let me fix this. I think I can fix this. I think I know what I've been doing wrong this whole time with this set of thoughts. I need, like, the train station to be, like, a small-ish building, like, here. And the actual train track kind of, like, extends past, like, that. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Oops. I guess it's interesting, because in this case... Wait, are we doing more licensed music? I think I might actually just skip... Oh, wow, okay, yeah. I'm not too happy with this playlist. So Little Big Planet has... Wait, what? It's just the whole... You start... Oh, they're doing it in order of the levels. I see. There we go. It starts with the lyrical music on that one. I don't know what happened to them, but Little Big Planet, I definitely saw uploads before that were just like really long versions of like the interactive music. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not quite there anymore. These are like slightly shorter and don't and include the lyrical stuff that I didn't want. I like at this point I'm just painting. I didn't really consider, but I wonder if this area would actually be big enough. So there's a fairgrounds kind of like empty space on the edge of town, and I didn't really consider putting it past the train tracks. I guess it almost has to be if I want to have the train tracks here. Because otherwise, yeah, there's not really... interesting. Didn't consider this. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for it to just be, like... Because it was near, like, the back area farms of the town. It would actually make a lot of sense. You have, like, a path that kind of exits town that's, like, on both sides is a bit of fairground, maybe? This area, I imagine, is kind of on a hill, then. Like, town gets a bit, like, lower... Okay, this gets interesting. Do I heighten this part of town, or do I lower the river further? Because I imagine the river is kind of like the lowest area in the general vicinity. Oops, accidentally hit wrong thing. Well, ain't this something? Actually coming along. Yeah, and it makes sense, because I always imagine the back of the town being kind of like an industrial-ish area. So having the train track kind of go through that area kind of makes sense. Trains are kind of interesting. Because the fact that they exist, but like they probably don't exist. I mean, they're Magitech. Everything is like Magitech based. So like, if I recall, I actually distinctly had a no coal rule to the lore. So they're like, I mean, you probably get some level of kind of like silliness where it's just like, oh no, does even the world of Magitech have the same issue real life has, where ah yes, we've invented this amazing energy generator. It boils water. Right, so it was definitely wiser to just draw on the map for where I wanted things to be. It's weird though, the station is on both sides right now. I don't really know what would go in like this area. This might just be like a sort of buffer-ish space where it's just like the last building in town is like here-ish maybe. That's the right color. One thing I haven't really ever properly thought about as much, has always been just the oddity that, there's all these, like, back streets, but that's, like, just regular homes and stuff. Thing unloads in such a weird way sometimes. Yeah, I don't think of the back streets too much. I feel like the market is probably like around here. Like this is the main like markety area. You might have like a corner store or like there's definitely shops and stuff is like here-ish. There's like more shops off this way on this like stretch of town. Somewhere in here there should be like a you know a park. The park gets weird because I can't quite figure out what I imagine the park to be like. Because I kind of imagine it to be between like two streets. So there's probably got to be like a road. I'm doing this wrong. A road that like goes through. Like the thing that I guess is confusing me is like my brain wants to say it's like this, where it's just like a corner park, like right here. So is it like maybe? I mean, I guess it just has. It's probably just square. Probably more square than I'm thinking. It's such a weird part of town. Actually, you know what? There's I've made some mistakes, I think, in the layout for what I want this to be. I think this road is goofy. I think I want that to be more straight shot across. Oh no. And unfortunately, I'm not sure if my commentary is saving you either. Oh, I think I know what it would be. So there's probably a park here that has maybe like like a path that goes through it, like just like some kind of like curved path. Not sure why, but that would probably explain like the weird cornering. Well, I don't know. Would you like me to put brake core on? Maybe that'll help. I can wake you up with some brake core. I was hoping scroll wheel would work on this. Well, it wouldn't like force you awake, but it would give you energy through music. I don't know. It's weird. With this layout, I feel like I'm using GIMP in Minecraft. I mean, this is just the work environment setup, but it's just so, like, the tool options being exactly where they are in GIMP. It's just everything is very GIMP-ish in weird ways. Now, the weird thing is, despite Gold's Path, like, coming in town this way, I've never been entirely sure, like, I never quite felt like it would, continue forward. So, like, if we're assuming there's, like, new interface for Minecraft polymorphic, sure. Yeah, if I had to, like, assume maybe how the layout would be for this, there's probably, like, a lesser street that connects back here, but, like, there's just never, like, a through way. Now, granted, I put the market all the way over here, but maybe it was actually, I always kind of, yeah, I kind of assumed it was more, like, right next to the, I mean, there could be two market areas. I don't know. Sorry, putting, like, thoughts to brain is really weird. Like, I feel like there's gotta be, like, a corner store here and, like, maybe a cafe here or vice versa. Like, there's definitely some corner shops. Like, maybe this entire, like, spot here is, like, the general store. Maybe there's multiple shops. I mean, there would, like, I feel like there would be multiple shops. I mean, yeah, no, this area feels like it would have a lot of shops, and, like, you've got the shops, and then in front of those is, like, all of, like, the market booths. So yeah, right in town around here would probably be the main like market area. No, actually. Where would I? You know what? Everything has always in my mind just been down the main street. But, like, I'm just trying to imagine various houses and things, because, like, again, you have, like, a corner store probably here, which, you know what, you know, it might not even have, like, booths in front of it. you know, a corner store really, it would just be like, I don't know. And the market wouldn't be like every single day. I always assume there's like a market weekend kind of thing going on. But, they're just like normal stores throughout the week. So like several places in town that like come to mind. This is exactly how the forefathers planned towns. Yeah, they're like, I have lore in mind. The American cities, the European cities, all of the everywhere, all the cities. It's just a couple guys trying to turn their D&D session into a physical place. Yeah, so like the station, the oddities shop, a cafe and a corner store just in the sort of vicinity of each other. Now, wait a second. Do I want the corner store there? Or do I want it actually, like this... Sorry, see, now I'm thinking, because I always kind of assumed this area was sort of chill because of the, the park. Fill the park in while I'm at it. Also, hello. So maybe I would actually erase these and put them on the other side of town. Kind of let the market not, like, get too noisy with it, I guess. There are, like, a couple things that my brain is, like, kind of obsessed with, like, thematically you almost feel like you need. Not need, but there's things I like. There are things that I like having thematically, and so, like, having, like, a nice little, like, cafe type place, having a general store, the little market street areas, like in the tiny little island we were making in Skyblock, I built a market street. That tells you everything you need to know about me trying to, like, I like an aesthetic, and I really, really need to just, like, replicate it, kind of. But, like, one thing I'm not sure about, there is a mansion in town. And I don't imagine it right across from the, I also don't imagine it in the back streets, so I almost wonder, even though, like, my brain was like, oh, it goes in the main street, maybe the side area is, like, just a nicer, like, it's, like, kind of near-ish to the, to the park, but it's like, kind of off a bit. You never built a community lot when you played Sims. I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't do when I played Sims. It is weird that Sims did not mesh with me creatively. Like, some of the house building worked pretty well, but it turned into me turning on cheat codes to rebuild, like, homes I used to live in. This is where things get, like, a little odd, because I almost don't want there to be too many streets. But you kind of have to have more streets to have more houses. In a weird kind of way, I almost need to make a bad, like, a worse town. Which is also kind of realistic sometimes. See, it's kind of weird because the mansion I imagine it being in kind of the thick of it in terms of town. Like, you know, surrounded by other houses. I mean, it doesn't really change much about it if it's, like, on the edge of town. So long as there's, like, several other buildings around it. The thing I don't know is, like... I guess it makes enough sense that the, town hall... Because I expect there to be... Well, actually... Oh, wait, no. Where does the guild go? That's an important building. I think I'm gonna keep the town hall, like, here-ish. But this is also kind of the sign of town where I kind of expected the guilds to be. Unless town hall is like... Unless the guild is actually here. And town hall is like over here. Maybe a corner town hall or... I don't know. Where would I put a town hall? I mean, I could put, like, town hall, like, here. With, like, just some, like, buildings around it. Sorry about this cough. I forgot to mention. I don't know. I don't know if it's just been because I've been so cold lately. Like, it was 50 all last night. My brother was sick as well, so maybe I caught it from him. I don't really know, because I didn't feel like I got nearly as sick as he did. The bot did say BRB time, so maybe I should take a BRB as well. And how do I keep spilling this tea? What is going on with this? Is this leaking? Like, what's going on? Where's the liquid coming from? Ah! What is happening? Is it not shut correctly because of the heck? Just getting tea everywhere. Weird. I'm gonna pause my music. Also, this music... Oh, I should just put on Sims music. I was gonna say, this music is, making me think SimCity because it's the city area of Little Big Planet. Yeah, I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Or 2 or 3, probably. Blanket that I sit on it. I am returning. I may have grabbed some crackers. Ah! This is a problem. I go outside and I get cold. And then, like, it's not warm enough in here to warm me up. Ah, jeez. I'll live. I'll live. It's the coldest it's been. Here, while I munch this cracker, let me get my calculator open to give you the conversions. So, it's been below freezing pretty much consistently for the last few weeks. Well, maybe not a few weeks. Last week or so, I don't know. Like, it snowed the other day. So we actually got a good few inches of snow. Not as much as a lot of the rest of the country, but... where's my pillow? Ah! I threw it over there! Come back! Ah! Oh, man. But yeah, it you know, it got chilly. So it's been like -4 Celsius lately. 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty consistently outside. Sorry. I'm like breaking all of my rules. But it got down to 15 Fahrenheit. Whoa. Music. Oh, is this the license track? Maybe? Yeah. Something like that. But anyway, yeah, so -9 Celsius for the conversions. Yeah, so a little chilly. Why am I eating on stream? What is wrong with me? Anyway, yeah, I'm cold. And I guess the problem is, so last night it was 10 degrees Celsius indoors. Man, that number sounds so much worse in Celsius, because, like, okay, so 50 degrees Fahrenheit indoors. Usually it's, like, in the winter, if it's, like, 65 degrees Fahrenheit indoors, it's like, fine. Heck, 60 degrees is fine. The moment it goes below 60 degrees Fahrenheit indoors, it's just like, And the indoor temperatures is what gets me. Nicely, though, the fact that it snowed, seems to have helped insulate it, but now that the snow's melting and we had some pretty nasty wind, yeah, I don't know, it's just, the relative coldness is like what gets me, because like maybe 2 weeks ago wasn't I complaining that it was 75 degrees Fahrenheit indoors? So it went down 25 degrees indoors. It's just like, it's back and forth. We can't regulate this shed. And I'm surviving. I'm like, I knew what I was signing up for when I moved out to the shed, but then we got hit with an actually cold winter, which is really funny to me. So I'm gonna sound like whiny. Yeah, be careful what temperature you complain about. Yeah, I'm gonna sound whiny, but I'm living. It's just, I mean, how do you talk about how warm or cold it's been without sounding whiny? That's like, I guess, my problem here right now. Also, for conversions, that's 24 Celsius down to 10 Celsius indoors. Gosh, that makes it seem so much more drastic for some reason. So I'm looking at this town. Why is this like base boosted? The heck? So, as I look at this town, I realize there is just a distinct problem that my mental picture for it, for the longest time, has been like a 2D game. All the important stuff, and this is where I'm moving it around now that I'm like seeing it like this. Oh, this is so weirdly boosted. What the heck is wrong with this? This is not what it sounds like in game. You know what? I'm very unsatisfied with this upload. I'm gonna go to SimCity music. Sorry, I'm just dealing with stuff. Why is there tea everywhere? I don't understand. But, yeah, so, I think, and here, I'll just draw a blue line across everything. I think my brain has only been seeing the town in, like, this blue line, like, this side of the street. I've never really thought of the buildings. I guess, this is to the north, so all the buildings have been facing south in my brain. I haven't really thought of the layout of the buildings that are facing north. The only thing that's kind of been there has been the park, which has always been like across the street from the main street. Now, it is interesting though, because at the same time, I did start imagining this little side area where there's like a couple buildings off of this street next to the lake. But, otherwise, yeah, I'm like starting to actually physically reimagine what I expect from this area. This is crazy. Like I have to like rotate my brain. Like this is the silly part that's coming to mind is I'm rotating my brain to be like, okay, for some reason I put a huge amount of the buildings in town. Not only are they on the north side of town, but they're also like the market has always been to the east or coming into town to the right. And like the guild building, the town hall, the mansion, all that stuff has always been to like the left. And so it's just like, huh? But then there's a couple oddities, like the weird like miscellaneous shop that I always assumed was on like the very edge of town over here. This is weird. This is weird. I mean, it makes it more real that everything won't just be on like the one angle of the street anymore, at least. Let's see here. I'm gonna put down a couple signs, maybe. What the heck? Is this one of the Tinker tools? Oh right, yeah, that is a thing. Like if I click things, this mod lets you like change them into stairs and half slabs, like automatically. Which is a really cool tool. Having an adventure guild is such a generic thing to have, but it just kind of makes sense. Now, jeez, this music is all crazy. It's more crazy. This must be the intro music or something? I don't know. Granted, no, these games used to have like some crazy like piano and jazz a lot. I guess it's interesting. The guild is like a specific organization though in my head. They provide you like stuff to start to do adventuring, but whoa. They also like take a lot of stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's almost a mlam. The cafe doesn't actually have to be a corner building, now that I think about it. I mean, I can have, like, a corner restaurant, but the cafe I actually kind of maybe assume is, like, squeezed between some stuff. And things like the cafe, I think there would be, like, a little, like, movie theater in town. Like, again, like, this is a fantasy world that is, like, also... I don't really know, like, what era of... It's kind of American-y. Or maybe not American-y, but, like, the tech of, like, the early 1900s through Magitech, while everything else is, like, fantasy level. I don't know. Oh my gosh. The station is not going to be this big. That's the thing, I'm drawing this, and I'm not even considering the scale right now. So there's gonna be plenty of little buildings between everything. Like, is the tree house... Like, the tree is supposed to be kinda huge, but is it this huge? Again, I'm gonna almost have to build the interior, and then build the tree on top of it. Because the interior kind of decides how big the rest of the tree is. The tree also has some complications because it's supposed to have a couple windows, but they're gonna have to be like really inset windows because like it never quite made sense to have a completely hollowed out tree that's also alive. I mean, sure, the tree can be magic, but yeah, it's a little pushing it, which is part of the reason why like the rooms I assume are like built off to the side. I assume there's like a spa like here. I don't know what else is here, but tree eggs? Oh, silly gold. There's no such thing as tree eggs, there's just cow eggs. I guess this road actually probably can go out this way, can't it? Yeah. Or wait, no, huh. Go do I want to do this? Because this road's like here-ish. Jeez. This is again where town perhaps has its quirks. Like, this back area of town is like turning out to be like a lot larger. And granted, okay, I'm gonna redraw this path. This path is too straight. It's way too straight. Can I get rid of the lava? How do I get rid of this? Clearly coconuts are tree eggs. Yes. Got me there. Wait, if I use the flatten tool, right? Yeah. Sorry, I don't like that this lava exists. I tried to generate a truly empty map, and it kind of didn't let me. And I don't know why. I'm assuming it's a quirk with this version of the game. This lava is starting to bug the heck out of me. At least in this area where I'm just trying to, like, draw stuff for now. I clicked the wrong thing. It truly is outrageous. Okay, I think this'll work better, because, like, again, we have this, like, snaking river over here, and, you know, I need the river to have some space to actually snake. You know, this music just makes me want to listen to Spyro. Well, I mean, at least I'm lining up music in my head. Okay. There's a lot of things that kind of run parallel to each other. But that's kind of how it is IRL. Oh yeah, I was talking about, like, lore concepts and how you would have, like, excuses for, like, dungeons in an area that's, like, fantasy themed. Yeah, so, like, the funny thing is, how does loot respawn is always a funny question in my head. And it's honestly a bit of a silly, simple one to answer if you really think about it. The monsters collect treasure or steal treasure or whatever else. And it kind of gets like redistributed into where they like keep it and think it'll be safe in like caves and stuff. Where they get the treasure chests, yeah, they just reuse those. Yeah. Don't ask me why there's not like just a simple like through street and it's this like brick pattern, but that's what makes my brain tickle. But I hate tickling, so now I have to fix it. So. I mean, this is a very grid-esque town. I mean, like, so logically, so like, I guess the thing is, you could imagine like a route sort of came through here. And then like a town just built up around the route. And then the train kind of got built later. Well, there might be like a little bit more built around the train, but not as much as you'd think. The thing I'm wondering about is this like, are these like the furthest out? Like, was a route just being built like off out this way? I mean, part of me almost looks at this and questions, like, maybe this road actually should be the main road. That would make actually a lot of sense if I'm thinking about it. See, this is where, like, I actually am almost, like, thinking of redesigning my own stuff here a little bit. There's not like too much reason I can't have it be the sort of natural route where it was just like dodging the mountains and everything instead of having this like weird corner. But it also isn't like completely out of the question that you would have like a sort of corner thing like this happen. So like maybe instead of like a intersection you would expect. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to be near the lake. See, that's the weirdest thing about building a map, is you have to think, like, why would a civilization live here the way it does? But that just makes this, like, turnoff way more, like, almost nonchalant than it feels like it should be. So, like, maybe I need to turn this down. Like, would you expect there to be, like, a secondary path? Oh, right, I can't control Z out of that. I just did a bunch of damage to the map without thinking. So, like, that would imply that, like, this town kind of maybe came, like, a little later. So this town might not just be, like, a... This town, actually, I have a chance here to make it more interesting. Because it's never been... It's never been actually all that interesting of a location. I'm actually going to work on this a little bit. This is like... This area finally is getting some attention. Oh, this just, like, this changes, like, an entire, like, perspective on it. Oh, like, this is weird. Am I allowed to do this? I know these areas aren't like as like ever like maybe as like story relevant. Yeah, but I guess like it's weird because like some of these other areas end up the way they are from like we actively like came up with little stories to go along with it. Like so it there's like almost this weirdness to it where I like I'm making changes to the world based on like what feels natural. But at the same time, stuff like this comes about like through plot convenience as well. I don't know. This is a weird. This is weird. Now, then I just like flip this area. That would be weird. No, it just seems weird because like this is such like an empty intersection right here. I'm just like really looking at this and I'm like wondering. I feel like maybe it'll make more sense once I've actually like done it full scale. Like maybe like does this intersection even need to exist is like part of the question because like I don't know what's up this way. This path could be the relevant one. But there's like also like it doesn't feel like there's anything. Well, I don't know. There's probably more mountains. You know what? Yeah, this area's. I mean, there's probably a path that goes out this way, but it's probably just like farm type stuff. Which yeah, I do imagine there being like just kind of like farm paths out here. It just sorry, this area has just been this corner for so long, this almost doesn't feel right. Am I sure? Like, does this make sense? Would they do this? The problem I'm thinking about is I don't feel like this intersection would be like an intersection. Like, you ever put a location in a story and then come back to it and be like, huh, that's odd. Because this intersection is like the oldest thing I specifically remember about this intersection is that in an ancient story that is like before we established so many concepts, the characters like went down the street and got on a bus that took them quite a ways to get to this town. But there's like this castle town's like really not that far now. Like in my mental picture, it doesn't justify a bus ride, and also buses aren't really quite a thing. You have trains and you have like maybe carriage rides. But like this was always like an odd one because it was almost framed like the last bus stop was here, and then this place was like way over here. But like that got kind of like shrunken down over time. It might be the kind of thing where it like evolved into an intersection at some point. I know this is like me being very particular about this, but this is like really weird in my head. just, like, think about. I wonder whether the farms actually would be this substantial. I mean, there's got to be some amount of industrialization. But I don't imagine it's like real life levels. So, like, I guess I'm left wondering... I mean, I guess that's just what most people in the area would be actually employed to do, because it's a sort of classic ish, like, fantasy world. It's like quite a lot of the people just work on farms. Of course, I'm not gonna just put, like, wheat fields everywhere in this. I mean, there's probably gonna be some, but, I think a lot of it would be, like, grazing. Like, I kind of always imagined that there's, like a sheep farm, like, there. And, like, a cow farm up here. Like, I also wonder how many little, like, mini little communities or just random houses exist outside of town, because then you've got the oddity that, like, a lot of, like, the actual characters kind of live off of town. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, as weird as it felt at just first, it kind of also feels correct to have this, like, path come through. But that would end up being, like, this is a smaller road, which also makes kind of sense. I'm just gonna have to remember that it's just, like, the main road, like, yeah. There's, like, a little fork here. Which, I mean, I don't know, like, is that gonna be also, like, a, like a little triangle park kind of spot? I don't know. I like the idea that these areas do have little park areas. Like, the quality of life in this area is, like, supposed to be pretty decent if you live in the towns. It's just if you go into the forests where things get scary. Or like, that's, like, one of the main issues is, like, again, bandits exist, but it's just, like, transport between towns is, like, maybe a little scary. Okay. So let's actually go over here. Slowly saving my changes. I was drawing on that small area for long enough and managed to catch up a little bit. Right, so if this area is, if this path is supposed to be, like, following the contours, like, how soon do I want it to start deviating off? I mean, I guess that's the thing, like, I can kind of get away with it. Doing something like this. Like, the town is actually more of, like, this shape, perhaps. Not 100% on that. Let me try it again. do want these towns to be, like, a little further away from each other. Like, they don't have to be, like, completely horizontally adjacent. Oh man, we're flying off into the distance over here. Oh my gosh! Ah! Oh, oops. I was on the wrong view. Oh no. How was I? Alright. Previously I was able to, like, move faster. Map view goes back to being map view. Okay, now this is over here. Oh no! I could have just renamed them probably. It would have been faster. Where's the fun in that? Oh. I think this map is going to be too big. This is kind of ridiculous. Like, there is a point where I'm just going to have to be, like, happy with what an area looks like and not, like, overdo it. Truly, my hard drive won't be able to take it. Of course, there would be one of those right there. That path is also meant to be kind of, like, pretty straight shot. Now, it is interesting because it didn't, like, that. I guess there would probably be reasons why it doesn't continue out this way, but I guess it's interesting to me because, like, if I didn't distinctly have this be like a cutoff area, it would actually have made more sense to have the corner path be the main route kind of area. Maybe I should have just done it that way. I don't know, but I guess it is somewhat interesting that this decides to go, like, through the mountains. And maybe there's, like... Well, I guess there might be some reason. Because, like, around here might be, like, different territory. And maybe they didn't want to be too close to that. This is, like... You have to, like, pick apart my mind to figure out, like, where I'm going with this. I've lived in this world for 10 years. And this is the only way I can properly share it with you. It's also really funny because these are like highway-sized roads right now. They're gonna be like... Some of these are gonna be like 3 or 4 block wide paths at best. It's actually, it's becoming very important to draw these roads first. I'm also a little scared to know how big this, like, save file already is. This makes this town a little bit more interesting, that it's this, like, little fork in the road kind of area. I'm debating, like, drawing the path, that, like, giving it an actual, like, path that comes up out, but I think I can just add that later. Weird sounds. Sorry, what? Huh? I guess the weird thing is when I'm talking about like some buildings like movie theaters and whatnot, and you know, I've got some like things in my head where it's just like you can kind of get away with concepts like that with like Magitech. Like I've thought before, like you could almost have something VHS-esque as like the most modern version of the technology. Like that's the thing. It's all gonna be like just about anything has to be like analog style. So like I guess that actually is the thing. This is like a world where technology plateaus at analog technology. Now, it's funny because when I say this is a world where that happens, this is an area in this world where that happens. Everybody got like really comfortable with Magitech, and Magitech has some like specific like limitations where I think you would actually get to the point where doing magical like circuitry kind of stuff has its like size limits that's like actual like factory built like computer technology would be like more complicated. So like the interesting thing is I imagine the world that this takes place in has different regions with different like levels of technology, and some don't have any fantasy elements at all. There's actually lore reasons behind that. But yeah, it's interesting to me because technically, yeah, electricity does like exist as a thing you can do like otherwise, but it's just not like teched into this region properly. It's all mana based. Something mana is actually technically a form of radioactivity. I mean, what? So the only problem with what I've been doing here, drawing on the map, is that... Okay, that does retain it. Earlier it wasn't really retaining it, and it was going to be a problem. Unfortunately, this is a lot of land to do this slow of a thing on, so, like, can I... Okay, this does work very well. Maybe I can get away with this? Kind of height mapping it. So I think I do want... I'm debating keeping this river, like, kind of low. But, I don't know. Yeah, so let's like, have that be... Like, it goes downhill from there. Oh, trust me, it goes downhill from here for sure. I mean, what? The heights of the rivers is like an important thing because it decides so much of the rest of the landscape. But this is like a really kind of super gradual river, though. I love this tool so much. Like, geez, dude, it's so good. I like how these pieces of grass have somehow survived. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna put it back to just regular flatten. So this part of the river... going to need to raise. Again, these tools are so good! Ah! I'm such a fan of Axiom. It's actually so... I like... Ah! Imagine what I could have done with Will's Island! Ah! Oh, gosh! I just didn't know! I mean, it would have been easier to use, to build at least. That's for sure, at least. Oops. There we go. Oops, wait. Regular flatten, please. I need to remember to use some of these methods if I start trying to do stuff in Blender. Where like you just paint onto a flat plane and then start height mapping it from there, basically. Like this is me actually sort of building my preferred way of sculpting landscapes slowly. Man, it's interesting. So again, like I said, I don't feel like I got as like sick or anything like my brother was, but I do find it weird that at the same time... Ooh. Oops. At the same time, we both ended up with this cough by the end of it, which is like really weird. It's like I didn't have any of the other stuff he went through, but again, I'm starting to wonder how much the cough is just from sleeping in a low humidity, cold room or something. Because I do feel kind of dry, if I'm being honest. Woke up with chapped lips. This is giving me such a good idea of how like the height of what town's gonna need to be. Now I imagine this road is kind of on a little bit of a hill above the stream. You know, I'm debating. I feel like I should just put the fall festival in. Like, this version of the town is going to be like a really weird like all times of the year at once kind of design of it, I think. So you'd have like, you know, the fall festival. I mean, I guess the fall festival is the only like time of year-ish thing that really comes to mind, if I'm being honest. But yeah, you know, a lot of the details all kind of at once. What do you mean, and disappoint? Where is your grammar, bot? Like, bot is not the one who can make love. I mean, what? I don't know, something about the phrasing of bot there. Fill all this in. It is fascinating because, like, again, this is one of the things that World Edit lacks. I don't think... Yeah, World Edit, it's just, like, one edit at a time, which is probably worse for my hard drive, because I'm assuming a lot of these changes are not being, like, saved. Like, what I'm doing here is probably just, like, rapidly filling up RAM with queued changes. I actually wonder if I just like keep doing this, can I watch my RAM? Oh wait, no, I would have to watch Minecraft go up. A nice house and him and disappoint Muslim. Sorry, the context. What do you mean by this, Gold? That's funny. Cursed summary. Okay. So we have a good idea of where the stream is. Okay. Shrink that again. Oh wait, shrink that again. I guess I could actually keep that pretty big. This isn't supposed to be like a steep hill, but it's gonna take some work to, get it to be that way. let the chunks load in, because I'm making Minecraft struggle a little bit here. Sorry, just trying to think how to do this topologically with sort of hill-ish area here. Do I use the flatten tool? Do I use the smooth tool? A mixture of both? Like, what do I do? This area is kind of up on a hill. So weird how quickly this comes together. Holy moly. Holy moly. Okay, this is accidentally turning into, like, mountainous terrain. I need to figure out how to make this, better. But yeah, this would kind of, in a way, explain why the train kind of comes along this side, because it's technically, like, flatter, and it's kind of going around a hill. Okay, which tool is going to do the best work here? I'm honestly not sure, because, I'm being honest, this is a little too steep. Like, just very much so. What if I put down the rate on this and lower? That didn't hit the right button. That's flattened. Why can't I click lower? Oh my gosh. I think I might just rely on the flatten tool with a small... What is this goofy music? Flatten down, please. Well, actually, the hill... Wait a second. No, yeah. Flatten up? Oh, sorry. The hill... I realized the hill probably, like, gets a little steep and then kind of flattens out at the top. I'm being very particular. If I'm gonna be particular with the design of a thing, I'm 100% allowed. Stop judging me. This music's crazy. What is going on? Um, so one of the things I've been thinking about, and this is where like the thing that I generically call the fall festival comes to mind with it. Um, I feel like in a world that has a lot of the same sort of seasonal stuff that we have on here on Earth, you would end up, and again, this is assuming there's like some level of normalcy and it's not like totally alien. Um, I just kind of feel like you would end up in a situation where you would still have some level of like um not quite like Christmas specifically, but like you would have like a fall like last harvest kind of holidays. You would have like a midwinter holiday. Like if you, so long as you have a situation where you have the same sort of seasonal structure that Earth has, like if that is like familiar between Earth and an alien world, you might have some pretty shared like holiday stuff. Obviously, like holidays are constructed from a lot of very specific cultural like specifics, but yeah, just like certain general concepts would be familiar. Like I feel like it's notable that from what I understand, a lot of different countries end up essentially with a Thanksgiving type event that's completely unrelated to the United States' Thanksgiving. Um, and it's usually around the same sort of time of year where it's just like you could kind of sort of coin it as the sort of harvest feast kind of thing. Where it's just like you're surviving the hardships of the late season, you're hoping for a good winter. Um, you know, it's starting to get kind of nasty out there. And kind of like, you know, Christmas is kind of similar. Um, you've got um sorry, I'm just looking at this. Like I'm trying to think like traditional Christmas foods, the kind of stuff that you're eating, it's changed over time. But I feel like a decent amount of it. Like the only thing that maybe is a bit interesting is it's not like actually, you know what? I guess it might have been back in the day. I was thinking to myself whether or not like the meat that you would eat for Christmas is pretty much just like a preserved like meat. But yeah, thinking about it, like the turkey would probably be like one of the last fresh meat meals that you have for around the Thanksgiving time. So any area in the world, and this is the interesting thing, just because I'm comparing like a mixture of like fantasy worlds versus like what you actually see in the real world, I guess a little bit. Where it's just like similarities and like holidays. And I guess that's where like some of the biggest differences between cultures come from is you have areas that just do not have the full 4 seasons like is normal. Soon enough to be everywhere. But yeah, so you have like one of your last meals of the year is like a very like or last meals of the year. One of the last big meals of the year, or the big feast, or whatever you want to have it. Um. Oh. Um. Yeah, so you get something more fresh like turkey, but then I was thinking like traditionally Christmas is like you can have a Christmas turkey, but oftentimes you have like a Christmas ham. I mean, you know, oftentimes some bird or another that you've kept. But I'm assuming like would the ham back in the day as like the go-to thing? Would that be like a smoked ham maybe? Cuz like once you get late into the year for like an actual like traditional like pre-freezer technology world, like you have some stuff that you can store in like the root cellar, but I don't think that was ever quite good enough to keep meats. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of assume it's not good enough for meats. Like, non-salted meats. And yeah, pork is very much a salted meat kind of vibe. Look at all this work. And this area is still just nothing. Heck if I know what's out here. Farms. It's just all farms, really. Ah, a gnat. I don't see too many of those in here, but occasionally they follow me in. You know what? I'll take the cold over gnats. Like, the large amount of gnats I would occasionally deal with. Yeah. Have we established that, SimCity music's kind of weirder than I thought it was? But now that, like, I've listened to a bit of it, it's also kind of as weird as I kind of remember it being at the same time. Would Goombas be the Christmas ham of the Mushroom Kingdom? Did I get it? I got it. Okay. Taken care of business. Okay, actually, here's a stupid topic. What is the sort of moral standard of eating something like a Goomba in like the Mario series? Because like I forget, does it ever happen? Like does stuff like that happen, or are they too much treated like people? Because like there's like a weird mushroom problem going on here in the Mario series where it's just like edible mushrooms versus like inedible mushrooms. Part of what makes me want to turn on the Ooh, wait. Age of Empires 2. I really like Sorry, I just clicked the Age of Empires 2 ambient music. Um Okay, it's coming in. I really like this little aesthetic scene that they've set up as like the background visuals for this. It's just like a monk at a monastery, and there's like animals around, and there's like carts going by. I should make just a super aesthetic um Age of Empires. It's just really quiet. Oh, it is really quiet. Okay, so the one weird thing about me starting the stream at this time of day, admittedly, is I don't know if I'll end up streaming closer to 3.5 hours rather than 4, which is probably better for my sanity. It really depends. Because again, Dan still does get off of work at usually 5, sometimes like 4 or 4:30. So he can sometimes, like, there's a chance he just pops home soon. Again, we'll probably go back to playing Skyblock, but we've just been like readjusting from like the holidays, and he just hasn't had like good weekend days. Plus, he found, Dungeon Crawler, and he's been enjoying that. So, other games on his mind. But I do want to get back to building some stuff. The problem is we kind of beat the game, and we made the classic mistake of beating the game, as I should say. And now it's just like, well, what else do we want to do? I mean, there's more dungeons we could find, but I don't know. Actually, I think I can just smooth this terrain. Ah, that's improper. I'm like, what's going on? This area's gonna need some work. Again, it's any of these areas that have just these like flowing, gradual hills that's gonna be the hardest for me, I think. I guess that's one of the silly downsides to watching a lot of Age of Empires content. I actually do weirdly like this odd medieval soundtrack stuff that it's got going on. So, a lot of the people that I guess you would say cast Age of Empires don't tend to keep the soundtrack on. I feel like the one guy that does the Low Elo Legends series should only specifically when he's doing Low Elo Legends, though. Be a little careful, because I feel like I'm making it a little too flat around like the train track area, where it could be kind of sloped next to it still. I mean, they would have flattened it out a little bit in the process of putting a train track in, but it's a little weird, but this kind of works for modifying the hill. Sorry. I'm a sickly, sickly man. I'll live, though. I'll live. The reports of my death were highly exaggerated. Now, who's been reporting my death to begin with? I'll find you, death reporter man. One thing I'm gonna do real quick. Tool mask. Block equals like granite. So wait, can I? What if can I do multiple of these and just like? Okay, so it's a logical system. So I think I have to do the ore. Oh, look at that. That's fancy. I wish there was a way to, like, I guess I could save a preset. But I wish there was a way to just, like, disable this. Like, quick disable it almost. But, yeah. So, andesite. Dirt. Fortunately, there's, like, a lot of different ore. But I think it's mostly going to be... like, just a couple of these. Okay, what else is left behind when I do this? There's gotta be something I missed, right? Oh, there's leaves. Oak. Okay, oak log and oak leaves. Ah, interesting. Oh, can I add lava? Yeah. It still doesn't brush over the lava. Oh, I didn't add gravel. I'm gonna look this up. This is... Okay, this is not easy to search. I mean, what is my other way of... Is there not, like, a way to... There doesn't seem to be a tool mask. Yeah, I also realized I was only going, like, surface deep. Replace. Make a difference. I don't know what to do. Oh, wait. I need... Okay, before I do this, let me add lava back in. Nope. Active block. No. No. Yeah, doesn't make a difference. That's annoying. Is there like a biome painter, script brush, annotation? What the heck is this? Oh, whoa, what the heck? Oh, I could have been like... Oh. Oh, that's... Okay. I don't even need to, like, brush with blocks. Who needs blocks when you have, like, a line tool thing? It's like a vector line, too. How do I? Outline, image, erase. Okay, well, okay, that... Yeah. Technically, I could just... Oh, that's so weird that that just works like that. I mean, I kind of like doing it with the blocks, but... Like, that's pretty good. Maybe... Yeah, maybe I'll come back to that as a thing. But yeah, let me just get rid of all these blocks that are annoying me. Alrighty. They truly are in the way. I do feel like something must have changed about how Minecraft generates super flat worlds between between versions, because, man, I don't really remember this being, like, a thing. Like, that you, like, again, the one I made for Will did not have this? It's like, should I have made this in an older version to get the world gen I wanted? I mean, maybe that would have saved me some time. I don't know. But, yeah. Also, the thing I mentioned earlier about not always being sure when Dan gets home. Oops, he's home. It's over. Oh, I have the mask on. Okay, create new preset. Underground block, or, yeah. Save. Cool. Oops. Let me flatten all of these lava pools out of existence. Granted, they do just kind of get erased. Yeah, I guess I don't have to worry about them. The way I've been working recently kind of just erases them naturally. Heck yeah, presets are nice. That was another thing that I wasn't the biggest fan of with World Edit. Every time I wanted to do something different, I would have to, like, copy from a text file my go-to, like, settings over and over again. Not exactly ideal. Not stuff I'm not used to with various programs, but it's kind of nice to just be able to hit a preset button and just have it immediately be the way you want it to be. Okay, so I know my solution to not need to like paint all of this. I should just start with using the brush tool and then move to flat. Because I think it's also maybe a little faster that way in a couple other ways as well. I do feel really awkward, and this is one of the reasons why I can't do the streams past Dan getting home very much. So I probably will end this stream early today. I'm sorry. I mean, I would have ended at 5, and for anybody that didn't arrive immediately, you know, doesn't make too much of a difference unless you were planning on watching back like an hour of me just fiddling about. I don't know. My streams haven't been very rewatchable lately, I don't think. They're very much in the moment kind of streams lately. But yeah, it's I think today or any of these days where he gets home at like 4:30, I'll just end at 5. But the other days I can go to like 5:30, maybe 6. It's awkward because it's like he's very respectful and like the problem is like I'm also like trying to be very respectful. Like both of us are like when we talk to each other, we're like, oh yeah, no, it's good, it's fine, you're good. But both of us are just also very awkward about not wanting to step over each other's feet. So like, so like I know that he's fine with me streaming, but for me it's just awkward because I'm like, yeah, I just feel like, you know, I'm discouraging him from existing in his own home is the feeling of it, I guess. Look at this, how this produces these like interesting choppy patterns when I do it. If I do it slower, does it still do it? Yeah, it does. It's like scales. Yo, the world is a giant dragon. Oops, I'm destroying the path. This is why I'm using the raise function. Oh wow, that was a lot. Oops! What have I done? I feel like I kicked Dan out of his own shed. Oh no! I'm being a bad brother. I do wonder when I move. I'm not 100% sure what streaming is going to turn into. I have been considering stopping streaming, as awkward as that might. Like, as a regular thing, maybe? I don't know. I don't like social media anymore, and streaming is fundamentally very social media. Ooh, that was even bigger. I mean, I like talking to people and like playing games and stuff, and so it's kind of nice for that. I like documenting like my playthroughs and stuff. There are aspects I still like about it. You know, there's a part of me that is conscious of the fact that I don't have an income, and it's been very, very nice and appreciative the slight, like, stress relief it is that I can afford a handful of things, though admittedly doing that stuff with my neighbors, and if I did get just like a part-time job, I'd make so much more money than I ever made streaming, so there is a little awkwardness there. I don't make much on streaming, so it's nice, it feels like free money in a weird kind of way, which is maybe part of what makes it feel so nice, and why yeah. But at the same time, yeah, it's not like it's a job, and I feel like there's eventually like a limit to the hobby after doing it for like 10 years. But then there's like the awkwardness that I do like documenting working on projects like this at the same time. I get to like share my thought process. Maybe I've already like in a weird way kind of quiet quit on like streaming as like an entertainer. And I've had this discussion before, but everything I've been playing has 100% been for me lately, and I've been happy with the streams. Though you can see some of those some of those things where I haven't bothered like updating my bot in a while again. I haven't updated the stream graphics or a lot of my stream information. I haven't been a very good like content creator lately. I've just been doing the streams and not much else once the streams are over. I haven't been doing the clip compilations. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of funny because I could probably turn it into something that makes money if I already had money, and that's everything in life. But so like the weird thing is I could probably justify it like a little better as like a money-making endeavor if I had the money to pay an editor or like an account manager. Every streamer has one of these. It's basically the guy whose job it is to post your content for you. It is the actual backbone of it being like decent content. It's really funny that usually the people that want to do this kind of stuff also don't bother. Like, they can't run it as a business properly. They have to get somebody else to do it for them. Everybody inevitably falls into this, I feel. And that's like the ironic part, is if I had money to pay an editor, I could probably eventually get it to a point where it would be doing well enough that I could, you know, pay him with the money I make from the streaming, and then maybe make some for myself. Like, it's really goofy how that works out. But yeah. But also, I'm not gonna invest in that. I don't think I'm that interesting of a person to do that. I just kind of want to enjoy playing games. But I mean, it is slightly unfortunate to me because at the same time, there's some stuff I want to do, like the silly joke-ish, like VTuber model and like fancier stream events and stuff like that. But I just can't commit on that level. I never have been able to. Maybe there was a little while there where I was more interested in it when I was doing it like 3 or 4 times a week. But it really has become like a side thing in my mind. But yeah, there will eventually come a time where I stop streaming, I think. Or make it even more irregular. Admittedly, lately, part of why I've been thinking about this is, like, I changed my stream time because, I don't feel comfortable streaming in the evenings right now. But I'm not sure how I like this schedule, but I can't think of another schedule to do. And starting just a little bit later, maybe that'll help, but, you know. I'm always trying to see like what works. A lot of things don't. And so I am stuck with these streams where, like, I mean, part of what I'm reminded is one of my main viewers, like, I mean, I have you there, Thomas, but one of my main viewers here is also just gold, and, you know, I'm kind of now streaming at a time where he's more busy, like, he's actively still at work, so he can't really be on, like, watching. And eventually I'll be living in the same... Oh, man, I need to take a drink. My throat's so dry. See what I mean about the humidity in here? Oh, much better. But, yeah, so it's one of those weird things where it's just like, I think there comes a point where it's just like, well, wait a second, I'm gonna be living in the same house, streamer house, now, the same place as one of my main viewers, and so for that, like, I mean, you might as well just have, like, be playing on the TV, and, you know, if they want to see something, you know, just show them, I guess. Couch playing. But, and also one thing that's kind of been bothering me about, like, streaming, it's been really convenient to be able to directly upload the streams to YouTube. But because I mostly play things like Minecraft and whatnot, they don't get any views generally. Like, they get, I guess they get a couple views, but like nobody like is usually in the live chat. Even like there's a couple people that come by, but I guess it's like a little awkward because I have to watch that on like a separate thing. But like one of the things I hate opening up YouTube Studio. I really hate it because they like I open it up to start a stream, and it's always been designed in that way where it reminds you of how well or poorly you're doing. I wonder if I should just U-block, like delete the subscriber metrics, because I've always had, like I mentioned, I've always had like about 200 subscribers. And so occasionally it'll go up a couple and then it'll go down a couple. Like it's very back and forth. And I hate seeing that number. It like there's a reason why I got rid of the metrics. I can't see the live viewer count when I'm streaming on even just Twitch. I don't like being reminded of those like stress things. I don't check my views. Like, I don't like being a content creator. I like doing the stuff, but I don't like everything else about it at this point. And again, part of it is just the way these companies have decided to operate, because they want to get as much out of you as they possibly can, as like you as a creator, that is, so that you can maximize the money they make. So they're gonna like stress you out on purpose, like a boss would. They're gonna tell you how poorly you're doing, but not directly. It's like really messed up when you start thinking about it. Yeah, so oh gosh. I almost do wonder, like, how many new viewers I get are actually, like, real. Is this, like, a thing that, like... Or new subscribers, I should say. Is this a thing YouTube does? Like, does it give you, like, weird, like, fake ones and then take them away to make it look like your metrics have gone back down so that you start questioning? Are they trying to scare me off the platform on purpose? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, stupid dystopian questions that come to mind with how these sites are run. And, like, I guess lately I've been thinking about how, they've added, like, this AI stuff. A lot of sites have been trying to push, like, essentially just direct AI content. Because, you know, they don't need substance. They need slot for the numbers. See, this is, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I mean about, like, the torture of being a content creator. I look over, finally getting a comment, and it's one of those stupid viewer bots. Oh, it's a nightmare. One second, let me just delete that. It's a nightmare, dude. Who wants to be part of this? Crazy people, that's who. Nope, nobody with self-respect continues to be a content creator anymore. I mean, what? No, nobody with self-respect puts themselves through the actual, like, caring about the metrics and whatnot. Like, there are cool creators out there that, you know, they do well. But a lot of them, I guess, like, some of my favorite ones got popular before things got this bad. Which means they have an audience, they can survive and live comfortably without having to think about any of this stuff. And I'm really, they live the dream, I suppose. I'm really, like, I mean, there's a reason why I like these kinds of content creators. They're oftentimes a lot more chill, I guess. Because again, they don't have to care about making more money, infinite growth, whatever the heck is expected of you. But gosh, I wonder if I get those bots more often when I'm playing Minecraft, because most people that I think would, like, be Minecraft streamers these days would be the sort of, you're either, like, doing it for the love of it, like I'm currently doing, or you're, like, truly desperate. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I might actually use the uBlock feature to delete the subscriber count on my YouTube dashboard, so I don't have to see it every time. Because the thing I don't like is the fact that it'll tell you the you know, +1, -2, like, whatever in the last 30 days. Which I think that is kind of one of the bummers, is I've finally, after all this time, slipped back below 200 subscribers. So it's like, I know these numbers don't really matter that much, but it's a reminder that, like, I haven't done things that people are actually interested in. And I just can't bring myself to finish any actual other content. I have content that I, like, would be interested in doing. But, like, I just can't get motivated to actually do it, I guess. Like, again, I like, and maybe this is what I would do more when I move. I like some of the, like, DIY stuff. Like, my brother does a lot of that. And I like, it just seems, like, cool to document. And it also seems like something where I don't have to, like, care who's, like, viewing it. I'm just kind of like, oh, well, now I have an archive of this thing that I can, like, show people if I want to. Too bad the road over there isn't saved yet. But, yeah, so... we're all being taken advantage of by the system. I mean, what? world does kind of feel like a circus these days. Just life in general. The world truly did fall apart. Oops. Ah, crud. I went a little far. Oops. Oh, dear goodness. Oh, no. What am I doing? I know what I've done wrong. I need to do it flatten up only. Yeah. I'm just really debating what to do with this area of the map. I don't know. It's not good enough. It needs to be better. It's not good enough. It's unworthy. Let's just do the smooth tool for a little while and like get an idea for like what I would want to change. I mean, it's really just supposed to be like a little hilly like sort of area that kind of has like a semi-steep, but not that steep side of a hill. Because like I guess I'm imagining you go up this hill a little bit and the sort of fairgrounds would be kind of like up here. And like so it has to be like fairgrounds are like they generally are pretty flat. So it can't be like too crazy, but at the same time it's like fairgrounds at like the top of a hill. So he's a little like something going on. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna clean up this little hillside. And maybe just call it there for now. I'm going to continue Zelda 2 tomorrow. Oops, didn't mean to do that. The weekend just started and it already feels like a blur. Should I just start every stream with the Space Monkey Mafia song or mashup? I don't know. You know, everything's always like burning down or falling apart or whatever else you have every week. Not like I really talked about that too much today, but I don't know. I was just talking about a moment ago about how everything just feels like a circus. So I guess it's more relevant to that comment. Alright, this area also needs elevation. Flatten up. That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes and aeroplanes, and Billy Joel is not afraid. I don't know. I'm just getting goofy. I'm just getting cringe. One thing with this presets system is there's a button there that makes it look like it deletes my preset, and I really need to not accidentally click that. I'm really, really worried that I'm just gonna click the delete button instead of the clear button. Okay, last meeting of the day is done. Getting clock out from my... Well, perfect timing. I was just about to end the stream. Oh no. I don't know. I'm just having a short one today. I mean, I want to do more work, but I'm just, you know, rip or something. And I'm cold. I mean, actually, it's kind of fine in here. That's the one benefit to streaming, is it does warm the room up the rest of the way. Though I need to move? I need to move around more, because unfortunately sitting is not helping, because the rest of my body is plenty warm, but I'm not gonna lie, sitting is not great for my like, I guess I must have like too low of like a sitting metabolism or something, because the blood does not flow entirely to the legs as warm as I would like. They are extremities for a reason. Okay, so the only problem I have here is the top of this hill does not look very natural right now. Like, I think I need to use the flatten tool. Small radius, small rate. Just start like pulling this out a bit. Okay, maybe the rate can be higher. And the tool can be a little larger. I went too far. Just a little bit more. I don't know. I just want like a nice like flowing hill here. Is it too much to ask? I can't flow too much. It must be. Oh no, this is. I'm doing a. I'm doing a Courage the Cowardly Dog. There's too much cheese, not enough cheese. I hate macaroni. Just with like sculpting a hill. I hate landscaping. I hate world building. Not enough lore. Too much lore. What? Oh, yoy. Just need to finish this hill, and then that's good for the evening. That's all I need, is to finish this hill. Not enough characters. Too many characters. I don't know. Just trying to make the joke. What if the hill was macaroni and cheese? Well, I guess Argent was in the area and has not been kept under wraps with her spellcasting? The only other reason I could think of it being turned into macaroni and cheese. If it was already macaroni and cheese, then that's not this area. This area is not made of food. In fact, I'm not really sure, like, would any area be made of food? I mean, there's got to be, like, maybe a magical area somewhere. I mean, it is a, like, fantasy world where, like, just about any variant of fantasy can exist. There's got to be a Candy Kingdom somewhere, probably, right? I don't know. Actually, that reminds me. Yeah, I think I was bringing this up earlier in the stream, but I was thinking recently about just like, you know, you don't need it to completely follow the existing laws of physics. I do like the idea of there being things that can just like float for aesthetic purposes. And I mean, yeah, I do have the flying islands that I wanted to use for like one of the games that we were gonna make. Now the flying islands originally, I was gonna explain that away with like what I was calling at the time like void crystals, but that got like into such a convoluted like scientific like explanation for why those are lighter than air that I think I would just prefer to simplify it down to there being something that emits reverse gravitational waves. Cuz like um why make your fantasy world exist within um the boring confines of reality where reality doesn't have like weird like reverse gravitational waves or whatever, or I mean it might sort of, I mean kind of, but they're not like, they're like dark matter or whatever, and it's just like, oh, that's annoying and not easily obtainable to make sci-fi reality. I guess. I don't know. I think it's fine for the hillside to like come up sort of smoothly to this river. It gets like more cliff-esque up this way. Of course, this area is gonna need work. But maybe I'll leave that for next time. I just want to smooth this out a little bit more, and that'll be it. Just a little bit more. There's... Oh, no, it's gone. I was going to say there was still a flower there. Not anymore. One thing I do need to check with this tool is whether or not it has a... Oh, wait, no, the flower is still there. In fact, it's kind of annoying that it's still there. It's getting in the way of my smooth brush. How are these flowers? Like, huh? Wow, okay, they're immune to the brushes. Whatever, fine. Just fix those later or something. Yeah, I don't know whether there's like a, like grass brush or whatever. Like, again, I might still need world edit for certain things, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's a mighty fine hill. of wonders whether I should have, like, another small town. Yeah, I kind of almost feel like there should be, like, a neighboring small town, like, up this way. It's yet another one of those locations where it's just like it would make sense for stuff to have happened in, but it just has never been detailed by name. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Get out of editor. I don't know. Walk around the little empty field area for now. Just take a look. It is not in a book. See, there's grass. It's a field. Oh, I missed a spot. I missed a spot! Get unmissed. Smooth edges only. No unnatural shapes. I actually do need to, like, I don't know. I'm gonna need to add some more quirky terrain. It's not, perhaps not the correct term, but, like, definitely not the correct term. I'm gonna need to, add back, like, some noise to the terrain. Some imperfections, because, like, I mean, sure, hills are, like, smooth and stuff in real life, but not quite like this. I also do wonder over here, like, so we have, well, okay, so it's awkward because, like, it looks, well, I guess it is kind of steep. It won't be as, like, steep and bumpy when I'm done, but it looks kind of meh. For now. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And eventually, this stuff will render over here. I do need to move that map again. I might move it, like, over here, do this area as a field, and then move it back. Because, again, this area is not very important, but the map is in the way. Okay. That's good for today. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Bobo is an anime. That's being polite to it, bot. Yeah, agreed. Anyway, yeah, I suppose it was basically just, I mean, Thomas was here for a little while, but I feel like it was just me and you. It doesn't list anybody else. Yeah, alrighty, I'm gonna go. See y'all tomorrow.